things I'm suspicious of / straight up don't believe in. I don't trust Morgan & Morgan's law firm. First, I think there's something going on behind the scenes, and I think it's going to come out at the end of this year or the beginning of 2027. I think there's something weird going on behind the scenes, because why would a law firm get YouTubers to, like, sponsor YouTubers? Why would they do that? Why? That's not, those, get a billboard, get an ad on something else. Why are you sponsoring YouTubers? That's suspicious. And also, what are the chances that two people named Morgan meet? I don't trust it, and I don't think it's real. Number 2, clouds. I'm suspicious about those. I don't, it's, why are some of them fluffy and some of them, like, I know that there are different types of clouds, but why are there different types of clouds? Because I don't trust, it's like, I believe that they're real. I don't think there's anything sketchy going on. Well, I don't trust them. The clouds have not earned my trust yet, because think about it. Why are they like that? And why do they move? Well, they move because of the wind. But why does the wind affect clouds? I feel like clouds are, like, on a different level than wind. Wind shouldn't affect clouds. It's the same reason why a mortal curses a god and the god doesn't hurt them at all. It's like a pebble in the shoe. Why does the wind affect clouds? Think about that. Number 3, Utah. Okay, Utah isn't real. This one, Utah is not real. Utah is a front for Mormon land. What is Mormon land? It's a Mormon-themed theme park that runs 24/7. People live in it, and they call it Utah, so that the U.S. government doesn't do anything to them. So Utah is a front. So, like, you know, on the map, it says Utah, right? But as soon as you go into Utah, it's not like any of the pictures you've seen of Utah on the internet. It is a front for Mormon land. And the people who say they live in Utah half of them are liars. They're just set up by the Utopians. But they're set up by the people from Utah that are running Mormon land. Or they think they're living in Utah, but they're not actually living in Utah, because Utah isn't real. They're not actually living in Mormon land. So when people like me who have figured it out, are like, Utah is just a front for Mormon land. They're like, what are you talking about? No, it's not. I live in Utah, but they don't actually live in Utah, because Utah isn't real. They live in, like, some other state that they think is Utah, that the Utopians have brainwashed them into thinking is Utah, and it's, like, on all their government and stuff. But it's a front for Mormon land, and you know what they have in Mormon land? Super soakers. Duh. Okay, moving on. Teacup animals, I don't trust those. Like a teacup pig, or a teacup, or like a tiny pony, or like just like why is there a sector of animal that is smaller than the other? Like, how does that? Because, like, if it was just dogs, then, like, okay, like, yeah, you have a teacup breed of something, that makes sense, and I understand that works for other animals, but, like, a teacup pig, why doesn't it get bigger? Why doesn't it get bigger? I don't trust it. I feel like there's something weird. There's something weird going on. I don't trust it. Okay, okay, I am suspicious of a lot of things. The hat industry. The people who make hats. You know hats? Have you ever heard of hats before? That was a hat. This is also a hat. You know these things? This actually looks pretty good. I haven't worn this in a while. Ever since I got this haircut. I didn't think it would look good. It kind of gets in my eyes. It actually Actually kind of cool. I can make a character out of this. But you know the hats? People who make these, they aren't actually making... I'll fix that later. They aren't actually making hats. Someone else. They're outsourcing that. I don't know who makes the hats. Because the people who are making the hats, they aren't making hats. They aren't making hats. They're making drugs. Okay? Stay with me. HAT stands for crap. No, I had it. Hold on. HAT stands for Heroin Addict Trial. They're making heroin. They aren't making hats. I don't know who's making hats, because the people who are making hats aren't making hats, so I don't know where the hats come from. Where do the hats come from? Where do hats come from? Because the people who are making hats aren't making hats. So, like, do they send it to another people to make hats? But then they aren't making hats, because the people who make hats aren't making hats. They're making heroin. So then who's making the hats? That's something to think about. Okay, moving on. Okay, what else don't I believe in? DuckDuckGo? Not DuckDuckGo. No, that's a search engine. No, the other thing. Aflac? Does anyone know what Aflac is? It's either an insurance company or a VPN or who knows? I don't trust it. Aflac? You know, the one with the duck in the fucking ads? I don't trust that. Why would you put a duck/goose in your ad? Like, why? What is the point there? I'm suspicious. The moon. I think the moon is fine, but I think people, like, the moon is fine. The moon is great. The moon is not dating the sun, though. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. The moon is dating the ocean, and they're kept away from each other, and that's why tides go up to the moon. I think they're lesbians. I think they're trans. I think the ocean is trans, but the moon is cis, but she's an ally. But she didn't always used to be, because she was raised by Mormon parents who lived in Mormon land. They lived in Mormon land, and then their daughter was like a lesbian, so they sent her up to the sky, and she became the moon. Avatar: The Last Airbender style. But hey, that's just a theory. One more. Let's get one more theory in here. I have a lot more, but we'll just get one more because this isn't my typical content. Little Debbie! Oh, that cunt! Oh, that bitch! Little Debbie! She's got something. She's hiding something. Little Debbie, first of all, she looks too much like Wendy from Wendy's. Wendy of Wendy's. She looks too much. It's the braids, and it's the hair. It's the braids and the freckles. She's trying to steal Wendy. You know, I'm sure Little Debbie's kids first. Whatever. They're trying. Little fucking Debbie, I don't trust her. She's got something going on. She has something going on. Like, I haven't figured out what. Like, with the other stuff, like, it's the same thing with the clouds. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I just know something's going on. I fucking hate Little Debbie. I love Cosmic Brownies. I'm gonna be so free. I love but she doesn't make the fucking Little Debbies. She isn't in the factory making the Little Debbies. No, she's out whoring around the town. That's right, you heard it here first, folks. Little Debbie, she's a whore. She might be a child. One second. How old is Little Debbie? Little Debbie was created in 1960, making it 66 years old. So, but how old is Little Debbie? Whatever. She's 6. Hello? Fucking stop. Oh my god, stop. She's 66. She just has really good skincare. Okay. So she's a fucking whore. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Little Debbie of Little Debbie's. She's a whore, and it's not. I respect whores, not to demolish the reputation of whores. I love whores. If you're whoring about, good for you. Little Debbie is a whore, and there's something going on. She has stuff behind those fucking eyes, and I'm gonna find out what it is. Find it out. Anyways, okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.